everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's fall, so you know what that means. It means pumpkin is back. I love pumpkin. I love pumpkin spice. And so today I'm going to show you a cream cheese pumpkin muffin that you can make that's super tasty, low in carb, and absolutely delicious. Let's just jump right in. First thing we're going to do is mix our dry ingredients. You guys already know all of my measurements, all of my ingredients are listed in the description below, so head down there to see exactly what I'm using and how much I'm using. I'm gonna throw some almond flour in this bowl right here. We're gonna first mix our dry ingredients before we combine all the remainder ingredients. To the almond flour, I'm going to add some Swerve confectioner sugar. Now this is a confectioner sugar alternative. If you don't want to use an alternative sugar, you can also just use a regular sugar. That's fine as well. I just like to keep this low carb, so that's why I want to use the confectioner sugar that's, you know, like the stevia alternative. To this confectioner sugar, I just added some baking powder and some baking soda. And now I'm going to whisk all these dry ingredients together. Now I'm gonna add in some pumpkin pie spice. If you don't have pumpkin pie spice, you can also just use like regular cinnamon. That will work as well. I just like, for me, the more pumpkin flavor, the better, which is why I like to use that. I'm now also going to add in some vanilla extract. We're gonna dump in our eggs. Gonna put in some softened butter. And if your butter is straight out of the fridge, you could just throw it in the microwave for like 10 to 15 seconds just to let it soften up a bit. But before I started this, I took out the butter and let it sit at room temperature for 30 minutes. That'll give it the perfect consistency that you need. Lastly, I'm going to add in some pumpkin puree. This is the like 100% pumpkin puree. There's no sweetener in this. You want to make sure that you're not getting any pumpkin puree that has a sweetener, and it typically doesn't. Just make sure that you're not getting a sweetened one. Now that all of my ingredients are in, this is for the main part of the batter. We're going to use a hand mixer. You could also use a standing mixer, but I just like more control with a hand mixer. And we're going to beat this on like low to medium speed until everything is perfectly combined. You want to start on slow because you don't want all of the dry ingredients to fly out of the bowl. And now that you can see my dry ingredients are combined, I'm going to increase the speed to medium speed just to make sure everything is combined. That looks really good. The consistency is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and clean these off because we're going to use this for the second part of this batter. For the second part of our batter, I have some softened cream cheese. Again, I took out the cream cheese from the fridge and let it sit for about 30 minutes at room temperature. That just makes it a lot easier to work with the cream cheese. To the cream cheese, I'm gonna add in also some Swerve confectioner sugar. I think the confectioner sugar just spreads the sweetness a little bit more easily, so that's why I like to use that. But you could also use just a regular, like a granulated sugar alternative. That's fine as well. With this, I'm gonna take the hand mixer again, and I am going to beat this on low until everything is combined. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit while we're assembling the muffins. First thing we're going to do is we're gonna take the pumpkin batter and we're going to spread it evenly into our muffin tin. I'm gonna be using muffin liners. I just prefer that to putting it straight into the muffin tin. But if you don't have liners, that's fine as well. You can just spray it down and put the muffin in. Just be careful when you're taking them out. When you're using, you know, batter that has almond flour in it versus regular flour, it is a little bit more fragile. So just keep that in mind and use the muffin liners if you can, or some parchment paper. But again, do whatever you want, whatever you have in the kitchen. I'm just spreading this batter everywhere into these liners. Now that the batter is evenly spread out, I'm just gonna take a spoon and flatten out the batter on the top a little bit to make sure that it's even in our liners. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take 2 spoons. We're gonna take tiny scoops of the cream cheese that we just beat with the sugar, and we're gonna place it on top of the batter. Just like this. Do this for all of the muffins. Now you wanna take either a butter knife or a toothpick, and we're going to kind of swirl it into the batter. We're kind of combining the cream cheese with the pumpkin batter. This is why we need to make sure that the cream cheese is softened, because it makes it a lot easier to work with, especially when it's at room temperature. If it's too cold, it's gonna be really difficult to actually play with the batter and mix it in. Our muffins are ready to go into the oven. We're gonna bake them for 25 minutes. At 25 minutes, just check. I'll show you how to check to know if they're ready or not. See you in 25 minutes. It's been 25 minutes. My muffins just finished baking. I took them out of the muffin tray and put them on this cooling rack to make sure that they cool down perfectly. We're gonna do a toothpick test to make sure that the muffins are ready. They should come out completely clean. If your muffins are still like cakey when you take the toothpick out, let it bake for another maybe 3 to 5 minutes until it is perfectly cooked and the toothpick comes out dry. And here we are, our delicious cream cheese pumpkin muffins, perfect for the fall. Just an absolutely delicious muffin. This is great for breakfast. This is great as a dessert, a great meal prep. Really low in carb. I mean, just take a look at how delicious this looks. I cannot wait to do a taste test. Cheers. That is so delicious. It's not too sweet at all. The cream cheese has such a nice combination with the pumpkin. It's honestly like a pumpkin pie in a little muffin, and it's just so perfect. I cannot wait for you guys to try this recipe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell to never miss a tasty upload. Till next time.